All right, so uh, 10, 10:28. It's been a little while. And don't don't mind the awkwardness.
10,
But yeah,
20. I have it pulled up here.
yeah, we can just go through this one real quick. This is one of my favorite color spreads, though. By the way, the gamer, like the Smash Bros. One, is pretty sick.
Nami gave me like hardcore diva vibes.
Yeah, exactly. That was the same thing I was thinking about.
Usopp looks like a discount Lucio. I don't know.
I can see that.
Discount? You mean the original Lucio, bro? Respect Usopp, all right?
True, true.
All right, let's get to the meat though. So basically, first couple pages, what we're looking at is Lucci shows up or is about to show up, and he's talking that the world government does not feel the same way that Akainu and the Marines felt last time we saw them, and they've decided that they're gonna try and capture Robin and annex Wano. Um, so what do we think about that? Because that was pretty surprising to me, like majorly surprising. But
I I'm not surprised per se. Like this was a pretty like talked about thing, but like I thought it wasn't even going to be like told to us ahead of time. Like I thought if it happened, it would just kind of happen. But they're just kind of dropping the shit, and I can't even tell if Lucci's coming along or if not. Or
I don't think he's coming.
I think he is. I think the insides of those ships are pretty.
Yeah,
Like they're just nice on the inside. We see the inside there, right? We see Stussy.
yeah, the world government
Baku.
ships.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he could very well be there.
And
My
that is
impression
like a
is that
very
they're all
common design for like a captain's quarters type of thing in One Piece. I feel like the angular walls on the sides and everything, um, with the windows. So I'd say he's probably coming, but then there's like an argument for the wording. It wasn't super clear.
Yeah, maybe not that clear. But basically, though, I think this what this is gonna be is this is gonna tie into how Big Mom kind of exits the arc in some fashion.
yeah.
We've been kind of saying that all week. Like not all week, but the last 2 weeks.
All week, bro. All
But yeah,
fucking week.
that was the first thing that I thought, and a lot of other people did too. Was that this is how by introducing this other group that isn't strictly allied with the like they're not with the alliance, but they're also against pirates. This is a way to
Mhm.
kind of distract and deal with the lurking Big Mom pirates, as well as kind of figure that out, figure out how we're gonna because once the arc ends, I don't think the Alliance is going to be able to take on all the rest of the Big Mom pirates or anything like that. So
Yeah.
there's
No,
going to
what'll
be
probably
something
end
else.
up happening is you can see that they're already around where the Big Mom Pirates would be since they're at the bottom of the waterfall.
They're not at the bottom of the waterfall yet. They're in the like outskirts when the mountains
Yeah,
first start
it's
appearing.
like it's like
Right.
where we saw like Luffy coming back from Whole Cake Island. Like in chapter 909, like with the octopus.
Right, right. But
I mean, it
they'll
can really
be
go either way because, like, you could make an argument that Big Mom they actually went and told them off screen about the hidden way to get up, and maybe CPZ, maybe the world government ships are also going to use that way to get up, and they'll meet there, or they'll be on the opposite side. It's just
Doesn't someone
it can really go either way.
doesn't someone need to like be on the other side to pull them up type shit?
That's was the impression I was under.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think it, I think
yeah,
any
it's
CP0 member just goes like boom boom, I'm up there, and I feel like the Big Mom pirates can just do the same.
well, I figured the government ships would just come across the Big Mom Pirates. They would start fighting, and Big Mom leaves to go help her children
How
because
would
that's
she
something
know?
she would do over. Well, they can call her. They have Din Din Mushi.
But like she's fighting right now.
does she have one
Does
herself?
she have a personal Denmushi on her at the moment?
Yeah, I don't know
It's a
about that.
good question, but she could. I mean, and that's something she would answer. She cares about her kids to some extent,
I
like
mean, they
that
were
is her
even weren't
crew,
they having trouble like getting contact for a while and shit too?
because she had amnesia, yeah, and didn't have any communication on her. But she managed to get in touch with them, uh, with Kaido and his people. So, like,
That's
maybe she could have even borrowed a miniature one from them.
perhaps. I wouldn't be surprised.
But
I don't know.
that's my idea. Like that's why she leaves Wano, because her kids are all about to die to the government, and she just takes off to escape with them instead of staying to try to fight.
Yeah, that's like I'd say that's likely.
Uh,
I
just
don't
wanna
know if
know
it's gonna be
who's,
like because she heard from them or something, but I feel like she'll find out about it somehow and then go.
I just want to know who's on the government ships themselves. Like, what do people think? Like, the SSG? Do people think they've come?
I'm hoping that Smoker and Tashigi will be aboard because they
Oh,
were
it's-
last seen with Vegapunk, who's probably at a world government facility. So you could tie them into it, and I hope they are.
I think I'd like that. I would kind of. I would also. I would like SSG, but I feel like this isn't the place for some reason. Like I was under the impression that what's happening is the SSG are gonna basically get revealed after we find out what happened with the warlords who or the former warlords, right? I think like several of them like they were being used as like the test for the SSG, right?
That could also happen though. We could have like the fight with Kaido could end before we even see the world government ships to even like arrive, hypothetically, and then that could be like a cut to other stuff again, like
Well,
getting that information on what's happening with the Shichibukai, and then afterwards we could cut back to seeing the SSG stuff and everything.
Yeah, bro.
I just want the SSG to like actually get a win when they're revealed to make them look more imposing and impressive, rather than because I feel like a lot of people think the government's coming to Wano here will maybe not result in success. Like a lot of people don't think they're going to take Robin. A lot of people don't think they're going to actually successfully annex Wano.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're right in thinking that. I don't think either of those things are happening.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that prospect of Robin actually, like if they did successfully steal Robin, basically?
I don't think
Well,
Robin's being
I
taken,
don't think the world government will, but if it would be Big Mom that would succeed over the world government.
You think so?
And then we'd have a Big Mom arc again, but and it was I wouldn't like it either, but that's the only way that I can see it happening.
That's the only way you
down
can see
for a
it
Big
happening.
Mom arc, bro. I'm just saying.
I don't see Robin being taken. Like if we go back to that line from Zoe where she was like, you know, I've got friends who can protect me. I think we're at the point where that's actually true.
Well, that's going to be proven when she's protected from the
she
strongest
gets
person on the
rescued-
seas.
If she gets
Yeah,
rescued,
exactly.
she's still like quote unquote protected per se. Like if they're still like preventing her from living through suffering or even dying or anything like that or being forced to join another crew.
Yeah.
Even
and,
if she gets taken at first, that would still be protecting her, I feel like.
and honestly, given that they did the small Thriller Bark kind of parallel callback in the raid here, I think it's pretty justified to think maybe they're going to do a little small Innie's Lobby callback, like, you know, no one gets to take Luffy's friends anymore, because that was his biggest character growth going into the time skip. You know, his big goal was getting strong enough that no one can fuck with his crew anymore.
Mm-hmm.
See, we like just had Whole Cake Island, so it's like, do we really want to have another one, like another rescue arc essentially? And I don't really want to. So
What-
I'd rather she not get taken, but I
What
can
if-
still see it happening.
I could just see there being a close call. Like, I think I like the idea of Big Mom, picking up on her, or like them kind of running into each other at some point, and then at the same time, like some forces, some group from CP0, whoever that may be, may also like be in the same room. I'm seeing like, I envisioning something like that where there's like a moment where multiple big bads kind of encounter Robin and like seeing what ends up happening there.
And I like that idea with Big Mom trying to take her at least as well, because I
Yeah,
want to
'cause
see that Brook versus Big Mom rematch, bro.
Well,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
there's that.
Nah, I
that-
don't see CP0 versus Big Mom.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Big Mom and Kaido both are like keenly aware of Robin, right? And they even talked about her on the roof. So, given that Kaido is probably is busy right now and probably is going to be busy until he's defeated. Big Mom's the only other one between them who would have like a chance to take her and dip.
I'm loving that now that we're actually getting a lot of focus on all these people wanting to come take Robin. Like, given who she is, it's just refreshing.
Mhm.
That,
It
do
is
think-
nice to see because sometimes it felt like some.
It really did.
It
yeah.
felt like it
Like,
should have been like called on a little bit more earlier in the series, like you know, with the Marines being in the same place as Robin, or you know, this that other pirates, not really calling too much attention to the fact that she can read poneglyphs and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's just
Right.
nice that that's being addressed.
yeah,
I'm thinking something that could happen is they do successfully take her and they're like out on the ocean with her and shit, and they're like gonna dip, and then the Big Mom crew comes through, and then that's when they start fighting, rather than like beforehand. It's actually after when they start fighting each other.
or they take a
And
body double, dude. One of Robin's
well,
doubles.
not even a body double. So they start fighting over Robin or something, and then someone from our alliance, the Straw Hats, like the good side, comes through during the confusion of the battle and everything, and comes to rescue her then. So it's like a mini rescue thing going on instead of it being like a long, drawn out, repetitive situation that we've already been through before. I think that's a way that they could handle it without making it feel repetitive at all.
Yeah, so that's when Sulong Carrot will rescue her and join the crew, right?
Nah, bro, it'll be Sanji with his regenerative capabilities. He's back up on his feet,
Oh boy.
and then he hears the woman's cries, and he comes through. You know.
Oh, dude.
Man,
then
you
we
guys
get-
acting
then we
like
get full
Yamato's not
circle.
gonna go do it. Come on.
Who? Yamato?
Yamato.
Oh my god.
But yeah, back to the chapter.
Yeah, so
This
that
was the chapter, right?
yeah,
yeah.
then we just cut to, you know, Momo struggling. He's trying to figure out how to get the flame clouds going off. Yamato begins her journey over to get rid of some of the explosives in Onigashima. That stuff, yeah, you know, it's just exposition, whatever.
I love the comedic shit with the Momo still.
I summon
the
The poof poof, that's gonna be great animated.
It also looks like Oda or an editor might have made an art mistake potentially. The law pirates are drawn as on Onigashima when they're not there, so
Yep, that is a thing.
someone I was talking with someone earlier today.
though.
Yeah, it can be. It's like some hidden way that they somehow randomly got on there that just was never explained, or is it just a mistake? In my opinion, it's just a mistake. So
I don't know if it's a mistake because like he could have just drawn like any other pirate, but he specifically drew the law pirates. You know, like if they just wanted to show it as like a third party like noticing Yamato or something.
Some
But, like-
people say they think like they hopped on the back of Momo when he was flying out. I don't know if I can buy that. Yeah, I think it's just a mistake.
Dude, Jean Bart finally showed his skills. He skywalked up there.
oh please, I would be okay if it was John Bart that brought them up there. I'd be okay with it. So.
Yeah,
use
dude,
Donkey
Jean
Kong's
Bart
up.
doing anything would make everyone happy.
He has to do something. There's no way he stayed down. There's no way.
Yeah, Jean Bart is just he's gonna actually stop the island from falling. He'll pick it up. Yeah. Well, anyway, that stuff's that, and we go on to Queen and Sanji here. You know, they're fighting. Sanji's not doing enough damage here. He's getting tossed around, but he's not getting that hurt. Queen's begging him to show him the suit over and over again. Yeah, and
Mhm.
then we get to more Zoe and Goofery.
Like Kaku
best
2.0.
Easily just the best thing ever. Just I love that Queen's finally getting his ridiculous fucking fights out of the way.
Well,
I've been
let's-
waiting for this for
before-
so long.
Before we get to the best part of the chapter, the best like stretch, I do want to mention Sanji was doing damage. He did grill shot and he said it packed a punch. So yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Shut up.
have people been saying he hasn't done anything?
No.
Or...
No, he's doing damage. I'm just saying, he's not doing enough.
Yeah, I'm
he
kidding,
he,
I'm
he
kidding.
remarks, he's like, there's got to be a better way to do this, whatever.
No.
But yeah, let's get to the goof.
Yeah,
Shit.
this was
Coffee bean.
so weird.
Leaves his body.
I thought, like, when we first saw it with Sasaki, I thought we might see it again, but I wasn't sure, like, what it would be,
And of course it
is
will be
not,
Queen.
This is not what I expected, though. Him
This is way
coming out of
weirder
his
than
body.
Sasuke.
It is way weirder. This is, like, super weird.
Yeah, it's weirder than Kaku too. So
It is
Yeah.
easily the weirdest thing Oda's done in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is on par with, like, Gifter weird. Like, this is ridiculous.
It really is, yeah.
Well, I don't know how Oda thought of this.
Yeah, dude.
He's just a genius, bro. He's just a genius. I gotta say, Queen is probably just the best fucking commander.
Of all time. Yes, he
I don't
is.
know about that. I don't know about
nah,
I know
definitely
about that.
not.
Just
My man
commander in
Katakuri says
general?
no.
Yeah, Katakuri.
No,
yeah,
I like Katakuri more still, but
Yeah.
but like at least Kaido's. At least
Yeah.
Kaido's.
I'm starting
King-
to
King-
like King. I'm starting to like King. I
King
know
might be the best.
he's stoic and everything, but the more I see of him, the more I like him. I like his
need
fighting
to see more first.
style. I like his loyalty and all that shit. He's cool.
Once
I
I
mean-
see more, I'm pretty sure I'll come around to liking him.
Yeah,
but-
he needs a little
Yeah,
bit more.
I think a lot of-
Queen's
a
gotten
lot of
so much
people will do
attention. He's been like the most prevalent of the three of them in this arc. So,
Mhm.
so yeah.
I mean, objectively, the best commander is Odin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways,
I mean, already not even better than Katakuri. So there you go.
Not even better than Katakuri.
So we got
Katakuri
Queen
or
fucking Boa constricting Sanji up in here.
I like that he highlights that even people who have mastered armament just get crushed with this.
yeah, I agree. Because that's like armament will prevent you like brute force from like hurting you, sure, but like you're being constricted, so like that kind of goes around the defenses in a way.
Well,
That
arm-
was
armament's just
never a
another way.
thing.
The amount of
Right.
it's just the amount of force
Yeah.
is so strong from the constriction, it just breaks through.
Yeah,
Physical
it's like
force can overpower armament.
That was just never a thing. Yeah,
What was
but
never a thing.
that armament was automatically better than physical force.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was gonna rant about like
I'm just saying
readers
it
doing it.
seems like Queen because I'm assuming Queen's other attacks could be prevented from doing damage with armament, but he specifies that this one right here wasn't really like able to be prevented from doing damage. So I feel like it's because of the constricting thing and it like actually being like a squashing type of situation rather than it being
yeah,
like a brute force.
he specifically highlights there, armament can't prevent broken bones and ruptured organs from the pressure, right? So even if you're, if you're stopping something on the surface, it's not going to protect just the squeezing, right? So,
Well, if something is hard enough on the surface, you wouldn't be able to squeeze it. Like you can't squeeze a diamond into, or squeeze like a coal into diamond, for example.
sure I can. Sure.
It's just a surface coating, and it's like not everyone's doing full body armament or anything either.
But
And
yeah,
full body armament would also like disperse the effectiveness or whatever the fuck that reasoning is.
I mean, dude, this is just so weird. I love this though, but it's so fucking weird.
It's hilarious.
Like,
but
not-
this
not
is
only
the
he-
dumbest fucking thing of all
He
time,
pops
man.
out his body like a snake, and then the rest of him just sits there and then attacks him over and over again whenever he says the name of the attack. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
that's
This
just-
is
that's
the
the- that was
weirdest
put-
shit. I like how even I don't. I'm not even gonna ask. Dude. It's like, how does he have skin on that part that came out of the middle of him? Where's
The
organs?
fucking, you know what's gonna happen?
I don't
Oda's
even
just
know.
gonna come out with like the next SBS and say, "Yeah, Queen really got the Titanoboa fruit, but was really jealous and wanted the Brachiosaurus fruit, so he just made himself an
see-
exoskeleton for it."
You see what Earl posted?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What a disaster. Holy shit. Anyway,
Brachio toiletus.
Yeah, Sanji's like on the brink of being defeated here, and then Queen basically like blows himself up twice and lets go. Uh, it
Some
was
of the
sup-
best comedy in a long time.
I
was
hate that that actually affected the fight.
well,
it
you know,
didn't. He still
it's less that
constricted Sanji.
yeah, because it's like you know he would have been done otherwise if it weren't for you know what we're about to see is like this Germa latent power awakening thing that's going on with Sanji.
But do you think it would have awakened or like it would have worked while Queen had a hold of Sanji like that?
It
Yeah,
did
yeah,
already.
yeah.
Well,
it
it had
was.
already-
It was already
Well,
part of
It
it.
already,
Yeah,
it
he
was
had already
already up.
mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think he could have flexed himself back in? Because the
No.
reason
Queen would have let go because Queen would have thought Sanji was defeated because that's just how villains are. So
That's pretty
then
much
Sanji-
the only other way this would have gone.
Yeah.
Because Queen had the fight won. Like the fight was over right there. Sanji was a dead man, and then he gets blasted twice, and for some reason doesn't try to go back to the winning attack.
Well, why would the winning attack work?
Why would the winning attack work?
It already didn't.
Yeah.
It did
True.
though.
No, because like he's still standing up, and then that I assume is like shocking enough for Queen to be like, "What the fuck?" And then he goes and
Yeah.
tries to behead him, but that
Yeah,
doesn't
he
work
took
either.
another. He took
Yeah,
another option.
he
'cause
went
that
for
one
like
didn't work.
he went for like the final blow, and yeah,
Mm.
it just breaks.
Tried to
his
go
neck.
for the throat, and
Yeah.
ooh, Sanji.
He actually.
I wish
he
we got a
says
panel of him
the,
slithering back to his like empty shell and
I
like
can't
wait
and
to
like
see that
and like
animated.
redocking.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to
that'll be
Redog.
shown in the anime. For
Yeah.
sure. Some weird redocking.
Which
shit.
way do you think he went in? You think he went in head first from behind or tail
Yeah,
first
that's
in the
what I was
front?
thinking.
no.
Like
He went
just
in
jumped into
tail first is my guess.
No, he just jumped into it from behind and then like followed through with the sword.
He went in the butthole, bro.
So it'll be an
Oh,
awesome
man.
action sequence.
Man, dude, Toei has their hands full with this fucking shit, dude. But
They
yeah,
actually have enough time to make it slow as fuck because they can just extend Sanji fixing himself.
And then they're gonna
Yeah.
downplay how much better he is than the other Germa people by being able to fix himself quickly. Ugh.
Doesn't need someone else to do it for him with a fucking
Yeah,
hammer.
I actually want
don't-
to talk about that. That's
Yeah, I want to
like,
know if
his-
that's like an intended like difference between them, or if that's just like Oda, like the first time Oda showed it, it was just like a part of their culture to have someone to fix it and shit.
That's
Probably
what I
just a part
thought.
of their
It was-
culture.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say the latter makes sense if we want to come up with an idea for it because you know that's the thing.
They're like
it's not-
royalty.
yeah, and we know how shittily they treated people. Like when they got in fights, like Judge didn't need his subordinates to like act as a human shield, right?
Yeah.
But he just did anyway. So yeah, I'd imagine it's that rather than you know any difference. In
It still
agree.
seems like Sanji's is pretty ahead of the others. I can't imagine Yanji.
Because his
Maybe.
emotions fuel it, bro. I'm telling
I
you.
don't know. They're all still superhuman. Like I can see Yonji beating the shit out of himself till he straightens a limb out.
The argument I've seen people make is like during the Whole Cake Island bit when everyone was like about to be defeated right before the explosion caused the cake to fall. We saw like the Germa crew being beaten and battered by like Katakuri and Co. And like if Queen's fucking attack, the strangling shit, wasn't able to do that to Sanji, and like they were able to do that to them on Whole Cake Island, then it's like it kind of puts a weird inconsistency there.
Well,
So I
it
can
was.
see
It's just that he fucking fixed himself, I guess, right? Like, we only saw that one quick little snippet of them, like, getting their shit handed to them for a little bit, right? And we see Sanji here all broken, but then he fixes himself, however.
Yeah.
But I agree
Yeah.
with you, yeah. It's gonna end up being some shit, like, we had theorized, like, fucking years ago, basically, that, the Germa shit is gonna come around and it's gonna actually be amplified by his emotions rather than like he has none. It's gonna
Don't say we. Bean was a doubter.
Oh yeah, not we as in
Oh,
all of
yeah,
us.
no.
We as in me and you, and I don't know who else
Yeah.
thought that, but that
Yeah, no, I still don't think the fire is, but I'm fine with his genes activating
Oh,
like
it's gonna
this.
okay.
See, I'm just glad
You're
that
gonna
it
have it.
wasn't like, oh, he just woke up one day and had it. I'm okay with it. Like the raid suit did some shit that made it trigger. That makes sense.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Diablo Jump is from the genes personally.
We're,
That's
we're
cute.
getting explanations. We're gonna get Germa genes for Diablo Jambe, and then we're gonna get Watto is the source of Ashura. It's gonna happen.
No, it's not. No, it's
the
not.
lineage,
Stop
the lineage,
it.
the lineage.
Stop it.
We're getting real explanations for these. And you
Those
guys
other
have to
heads
accept
are
that.
actually just like his descendants' heads.
Bro, shut.
It's the soul's big. Okay, I'm done. But yeah, Sanji's just fucking cool here, bro. He just says "ow." Like, can you tell how powerful he is through that? It's insane.
Queen not using hockey on his sword? Is it Queen sabotaging the?
It's
You know?
invisible hockey.
He's a scrub.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah, our
no
indicators.
reason to use
our
hockey. I don't
indicators.
know,
Our
man.
indicators. Okay.
There's no hockey.
Yeah, that's well, that's that chapter though, and that is a good one. A lot of exposition. I mean, there kind of always is exposition, but like, this is setting up, I think, stuff that's gonna be touched back on late in the raid.
Mhm.
We're doing the explosive stuff, we're doing the world government stuff, and Sanji's getting his power up, which is like so.
Yeah, it is.
Wait. I want to hear. I want to hear what because Bean, I know you think Sanji like is actually hitting himself here, and to set himself back into place.
Yeah.
But I've seen others like think he's like flexing, just like literally popping them.
Those
into
are
No.
like impact marks.
Yeah, those are motion lines around his limbs. He's just hitting himself back together.
place. Like I guess.
Flexing. I don't know about flexing, bro.
If he were flexing, he wouldn't be doing it like that in that position.
Mm-hmm. He like lifted his leg up to bash it with his hand.
And yeah, there are like straight up impact marks going on the limbs.
Their vibrations, dude.
All right, bros.
Plus, he had to
let's-
use his hand. Plus, in the next chapter, he literally uses his hand, grabs his face, and then yanks it back to normal. So
And that's the start of the next chapter.
And I wanted to comment on that on the next chapter. Like we'll just go to 1029, right? This is one of those few times. It honestly does not happen often, and at least in my memory, where literally like the panel we ended on,
Yep.
like it's the exact same panel. Basically, it's like a second later, as the first one of this chapter, which is
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah.
Which I'm glad for. I'm very glad for. I needed more.
Yeah. So we see that everyone's kind of freaking out.
I'm glad it left a dent in his cheek.
Yeah, I guess he hit his cheek, huh? Dude, he went for the same fucking type of beheading that Kaido did on Orochi.
No,
like that
he
halfway
didn't-
through the head.
He didn't go for his cheek because they literally said he went for the throat. And
No,
Oh,
it,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
it did go to the cheek though.
Well, it looks like
It-
it dented his cheek just because the
Or maybe
wound
the
is so
impact
big.
but I
was
think
just-
it was just going for
Maybe
the
the
throat.
sword,
and
the
they
sword is just too that big. You know what I mean? Like it's just
there
gonna-
wasn't a way to show it otherwise, type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just massive. So he hits him in the face instead of the throat.
Or Queen is
I mean-
just inaccurate and incompetent, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean he's not
No,
a swordsman.
It went for the throat, but you couldn't show the dented part on a throat type thing. So they just had it do it on the cheek, which
Dude,
is the closest part.
he could do something like that. Like
What?
remember last chapter with his leg? He could just do something like that in his
You
neck.
just have it break his neck, and he
Have
just,
his neck like
snaps
look
it
all
back into
fucking
place.
wonky. Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see that it actually like went back to it, and then he keeps talking about the Germagene shit.
Yeah, so
Um,
Sanji here is getting like a fucking gigantic buff, and I think this is like a great way for. I mean, Sanji still doesn't like it either way, but there's that whole like character thread of he doesn't like using the Germa stuff, and he doesn't want these abilities either. But by and large, right, like if you combine the both of these things, it's like, oh, humans are more durable, accelerated healing factor, enhanced physical strength. And then you take the raid suit as well, which had already shown to give him like a significant buff as well. or maybe
Yeah,
that's like combined.
speed
I
and
mean, we could get
defensive.
yeah, maybe it's two separate things, or maybe it's like maybe the
Were
raid suit
we?
had already awakened that in him at the time. Who knows? But
Was it ever said that like all the weird powers they have that was actually part of the genes and not
No,
some further technology that you know?
Poison.
it was
Yeah.
never explained except for Reiju. I think it was confirmed Reiju has a devil fruit, and
No.
No,
that was
no,
it.
That was a misprint in the magazine.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that was a
and
misprint?
then
I
it was
think
corrected in the.
They
it was corrected in the
re-released it
Viva
again in
code.
that without her having one.
Yeah, so all this like going on. I love that Queen is listing all of the powers that Sanji's about to have. Just makes him more durable with accelerated healing and enhanced physical strength.
yep, Queen is
and
talking directly to
enhancement
us.
IQ.
Queen
Yeah.
is talking
Mm.
directly
Why-
to us when he says
Why
that.
Yeah,
Sanji doesn't have to train? He just needs to stay in the kitchen, and Zoro has to keep fucking working out all day trying to get as strong as Sanji.
Did you?
They're trying to get hell yeah, bro. The
What the
tables
fuck
have
up?
turned,
Oh
baby.
my god, you guys
330,
Oh my
baby.
God.
You guys are fucking insufferable. Thank God, yeah, all this fucking Zoro flaming, and Evan can at least be here to back me up.
No, he just has to sit through it and suffer.
No,
man.
no. But
I love this next panel, dude. Chopper's like, "Way to go, Sanji, my boy." Like,
I like Geezer Chopper. He's a
yeah,
good-
I do
movie.
too. It's funny, man. It's like
I don't think
I feel
that
like
the drawing isn't translating the geezer part for me.
yeah,
but
well, he
that's
still
the
has to
point,
look.
like, he
he
looks
still has
like
to
a
look
He's
baby,
like
good,
a,
but then
you
he
know, like how you're
talks like an old man.
Yeah, and like anime old men get smaller and shit.
Is it just that? I thought it was like he was supposed to look like an old guy too.
No,
that's
no.
that's
He's-
his
he's been-
normal. That's his normal height. He's like, yeah, he's just tiny.
He just meant to look like a
Just
baby,
smaller.
but then talk like an old man.
Dude, I
Nice.
feel like Oda missed drawing Luffy's Gear 3 like cooldown, and he's just like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna make one for Chopper.
That works.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sanji's fucking like distraught here, bro. The look on his face.
Yeah,
is...
he's
I really like
not
this
happy.
panel. This is
It's
a really
it
nice
is a good
panel.
panel, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks very unhappy. He's like seriously freaking out, and then he
Breathe.
just runs away. Queen is just
Well, like-
blowing up everything, and he's like, "What's happening to me?"
Okay, I'm sorry, but Queen has the worst aim I've ever seen.
This
Like,
is some Star Trooper level aim over here.
Sanji's dodging, bro. He's going back and forth,
No,
going,
but look-
man, dodging and
look-
weaving.
look at the fodder. The fodder shoot him point like with perfect precision. The next page, well, Queen can't even hit a fucking laser.
Sanji,
Well, he's not really. He's probably not really trying to hit him. I don't know.
Sanji, so
I
the
don't
next,
know.
the next page is actually Sanji like very far away from where they were originally fighting Queen, and this is like random fodder that weren't even looking at the Queen fight, seeing him running by.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
actually.
it-
It may legitimately be possible that he actually is not trying that hard to hit Sanji, because he's been begging him for
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
like,
could be
he's
like a-
telling him
to
come
show
back
to
here
show
and
him
put the raid suit on.
the raid suit.
Yeah.
Oops.
It could be.
I figure it was like the equivalent of, the old Western cliche of shooting at someone's feet to make him dance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or he's just shooting right close to him, or maybe he'll
could
hit him,
be, yeah.
maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I think Sanji's just fucking swerving, and that it's showing where he was before.
Yeah,
but I
you
don't- it doesn't
can't-
really matter.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that too. Yeah, he has
like the-
observation.
I like the tail laser being over Queen's shoulder there. By the way, it's like
Yeah.
I
Muhaha.
really like this design.
She's just like freaking fucking.
She's like literally going through a fucking crisis right now.
Yeah.
And it's not
Freaking
because of Queen.
Queen is like some little, like your little cousin and wants to play games on your phone, like begging for Sanji
Yeah,
to.
dude, he's begging for
While
the
he's
raid
trying to
suit.
shoot you. Yeah.
Man, you got any games on your rates?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah,
But this
But
is
yeah,
gonna-
this is
I'm-
this is like a real crisis for Sanji, and this is a really interesting way. I'm really curious to see how Oda wraps this up, because like this could be taken in a number of different ways that are interesting for his character.
I think this is gonna be a great.
I don't think he's
playing
gonna
more than anything.
lose. I don't think he's gonna lose his emotions, but
Obviously not.
yeah.
yeah.
There's no chance.
I was I actually made like a kind of joking comment when spoilers were out, where it was like he's gonna start to lose his emotions, but then he's gonna like burn through them, like with and then he's gonna like go hell memories or something, and he's gonna get his
Wait.
emotion.
So he like burns through the heart of ice with his
Yeah,
own
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
I
And,
would not.
Metaphorical.
I,
That could actually happen.
I would
yeah.
not put that past Oda for real. I could
They
totally
they
see
do
that.
say heart of ice, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
like a
yeah, he's gonna like burn through that, and
Shit, I kind of like
Because-
that idea actually. That's I like that. I could see it.
And then
man.
he's just better.
Yeah, I support that, dude. That's cool.
Because he had experienced emotions, he was able to burn through the lack of emotions, whereas his siblings were born emotionless.
Wait,
you
that'd be
know.
so hilarious. Imagine he's like running and he like loses his emotions for a little bit. He like runs into Robin or someone,
Yeah,
and
see,
it's
that
like
was
run into
part of my
Robin. It's like,
joke
oh,
as well.
Sanji's like, hey, who are you?
yeah, exactly. Like he sees Nami or Robin, and then like he gets a fucking nosebleed, and then he burns through.
I mean, what's gonna have to happen is Nami's just gonna flash him willingly for the first time, and that's gonna do it. That's some Oda
Oh
shit.
no.
Well, the thing is, Yonji is attracted to Nami as well, so they're not incapable of,
Yeah,
being
lust.
attracted.
Yeah.
Lust, yeah.
It is like empathy.
Yeah, they don't like emotions; they like empathy.
Yeah.
Robin's about to be stolen by Big Mom. Sanji's like, huh? You should have been more careful. Dark Sanji's coming, boys. Let's go.
Sanji gonna hit a woman? Hit Big Mom?
Okay.
Sanji 1v1's Big Mom.
But yeah, I
Also-
like where this is going. I don't think that he's going to even start losing his emotions. I just think it's gonna prevent him from like having the motivation to even allow himself to continue getting hit and shit. And then something's gonna happen, and someone's probably gonna talk him out of it, or maybe Zoro or some shit.
Yeah, who knows?
And then he's just gonna go back into the fight. Like
He's gonna put on the raids.
It's like, who cares if you lose your emotions right now type shit. You gotta protect the people around you or something. And then he's like, you're right. That's why I have these emotions in the first place, because of them.
No, he's not gonna lose him because like his mom's whole sacrifice was not letting his emotions.
Well, no, that's
die.
not what Red's saying. He's just saying that he's gonna put that to losing his emotions to the back burner and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, and then eventually it's gonna turn out that he just doesn't lose them, and something's gonna be revealed that the emotions are actually what fuels his abilities. You know?
This is what's gonna happen, Red. He's gonna like be running away, and then he runs into Robin or someone, and then he's like so nervous that he doesn't treat them the same way, and then he like thinks to himself, he's like, oh my god, I really have lost my emotions. It's like, good. Also, I love this
Very
panel of
angry.
Queen seems to be running on all fours here, which is kind of sick.
It's like,
one of his is the cyborg claw too.
Yeah, it's one of the Dr. Octopus arms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So I guess they're taking it out of the main hall, which is probably good. I guess. Like I wonder they could run into any number of people potentially, or maybe it's just they are. This is Oda setting it up to be like, no help, nobody else is doing anything, right? Like how Zoro got tossed out and he's like alone with King
Yeah.
right now. Same deal with Sanji, right? So
I could see that for sure.
could be that. So then we cut to Big Mom mocking Kid. You got a migraine. Kid's on the ground. She's like about to fucking destroy him, basically. Law's pissed off. Stop being dead weight.
True.
Useless kid.
Useless
Yeah.
Captain Mid. No, yeah, he's. Like when I was reading this, well, I read spoilers, so it wasn't the same, but I imagine like reading this, you look at Kids like, what's happening to Kid? And then you keep going in the chapter, and you just cut to like Hawkins beating his head on the fucking wall, and that's why Kid is like incapacitated.
Yeah. And like Killer doesn't want to do anything because it would hurt Kid, so Hawkins is just like, all right, I'll do it myself, bitch.
I can't wait to see that out of context in the anime.
Yeah, Hawkins.
What does that mean?
We need a gif of Hawkins like bashing
Oh,
his
you
head
mean
on
like
the wall.
as people like posting an image of it? Okay.
Yeah, just a gif of Hawkins beating his head in the wall, no context at all.
Also, I like
Yeah.
these couple of moves from Big Mom. The translators did justice and putting together those connections, right, and
Mhm.
laying that out, right, because it's cool. Both of her moves are like multiple levels of symbolism, right? Like the Stalin fire, that it's like a type of dessert, but also like Prometheus, right? And then the marmalade one or marmalade, but I thought that
Yeah.
I
those are
love
really
how
cool. Big Mom's got
how her
cool moves.
homies. I love how her homies like step in for her, like to protect her or to like she doesn't need to give them instructions; they just do it.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
Prometheus did.
Yeah, no more useless Zeus to fucking fuck it up again. Now it's all loyal subordinates.
Yeah.
I love this fucking cheeky ass grin that Big Mom does. This is the best panel of Big Mom in this entire arc.
The one when she's holding the sword up.
The panel.
Oh, after Mama. Right?
Yeah, that one, Vic.
Oh, after
Let's talk about
Mama
the two
Raid.
panels
Okay.
before that, though.
So, Adam, are we gonna talk about why Mama Raid should have cut Kid in half?
Yeah, I mean, it should have. It's just the truth.
Honestly, I just feel like it didn't hit. I just think she was doing the same thing Queen was doing, and is just trying to fuck with them all.
So I've realized that this is probably what happened. So it was both Kid and Law there. It wasn't just Kid. And then what she did is she smacked between the two of them with and like the lightning is what's supposed to be doing the damage when it hits.
Yeah, like a
So it
AOE
creates like
burst.
a little
Yeah,
AOE explosion.
that's what I've been saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
just she's fucking with them both on purpose, because she's not trying to
I don't
kill
think
them.
she's
She could
fucking
have
with
killed them
I
ages
just
ago.
think she's
I don't think she's
hitting
fucking with
both of
them.
No, yeah,
Personally.
she's definitely fucking with them. Like she's just laughing with it, making fun of Kid for having a headache, and
Maybe she is, but why would she hold back? Like, why? Even if she
Why
was,
not?
even if she was taunting them, why would
it's
she?
not even like
would
why
she
would she
prolong
hold
the
back,
fight?
but why would she feel the need not to?
No, so
It's
She
not
hasn't,
like
she
these
hasn't done
guys are
that.
Luffy.
She hasn't done that before. She hasn't like prolonged anything really.
Yeah,
she's very to the point.
she rarely just goes straight for the kill.
No,
on
so
kids.
Bean, she's not fucking with them. The attack was just meant to hit both of them, so it had to be between them, and it was like an AOE thing. So that's what happened. It
Well,
wasn't her
I'm not
fucking with them.
saying
And
that
then
like
and then the panel of her like smug grin isn't to show that she's fucking with them. It's like a prideful like, haha, I'm the best type of grin. And then Kid gets up and she says, You even see the little lines on the top left of that panel to express that she's surprised that he's getting up.
Yeah, she's
So she
noticing.
wasn't.
yeah,
she's
I'm
noticing
not saying
something there.
like fucking with them like she's just not putting her back into it or anything, but she's not going for the kill for this. She's like trying to make it hurt. This is torture for her. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like she's
maybe that's a-
purposely
maybe
because
that's a
she could have like gone and stabbed Kid or something, or like grabbed
Yeah,
him
but
and broke his neck.
you could make
or...
that argument for like anything in the series. Really.
Yeah, and
A lot
that's
of
usually what it is,
characters-
though. That's
it isn't,
usually
though.
what
A lot
it
of the
is.
characters will use an attack that does a lot of damage and would probably knock someone out. With even though they have options that would kill, and it's not them fucking with them, it's just using a different attack, and that's it.
A lot of the
That's just
time,
how
it
it
is
goes.
them fucking with them. Like Mr. One and Zoro, for example. Like all of his attacks were bad, but he was enjoying just cutting Zoro up too.
Yeah, but that was like explicitly expressed. This is just like another attack that she's doing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, with Big Mom's personality, I just
Like,
assume that's how it
hypothetically,
always is with her.
Kaido could keep a sword on him at all times and cut Luffy's head off or something, but he bashes people with a fucking blunt object instead.
Well, hypothetically, he could just blow everyone away with a Boro breath, but he decides to beat them with a blunt object instead.
Well,
yeah,
he did try that against Luffy, and Luffy powered through it, bro. So I mean,
yeah, that's Luffy. I mean, like in general, though, you know.
yeah. But like my point being is that I even people like Kaido that are pretty to the point as well could hypothetically kill people in other ways, but he just bashes them in the head because that's his specialty. That's just his attack.
Kaido
does.
isn't always to the point. Like he spent a good while fighting the scabbards, you know.
That
and he
was
just
that
having
was
fun.
clearly outlined though, because he said that he was giving them the opportunity, he was testing them, whatever he was.
Yeah, that was
see if
clearly
they were-
outlined as well.
yeah.
Whereas like every other instance with Kaido, he literally goes for like his one-shot attacks.
There was only like the one other instance though.
I mean, a blunt object can still be very deadly. I don't think it's like, oh, Kaido chooses to use a weaker weapon than a sword. It's just,
Yeah, that's
No,
not what I'm
it's
saying.
not
I'm just
even-
saying, I'm
yeah.
saying that's his specialty, so he sticks with it. Big Mom likes to use her homies for attacks, so instead of just cutting them their head off or stabbing them, she just used a combined attack that caused an explosion of electricity.
Yeah,
that hit both.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think they
saying
got
she's
hit by
just
the shockwave here, right?
yeah,
yeah, because it is a massive explosion right there.
Yeah, so essentially,
I
she's
just
not
can't
fucking
buy
with them.
Kid not being cut in half by this if it did actually hit him square on. So yeah, that's an easier
But it's not just
explanation.
Kid. It's both of them that are there. It's not just
Yeah,
Kid.
but
Yeah, that's what
being-
he's saying. Like, if it did, then
Yeah,
it
but
wouldn't- yeah.
If it was,
I mean, she was really. I mean, it really looks like she's just aiming for Kid there. Like,
Yeah,
like Law just got hit by the
initially-
fire attack, and now she's fucking spinning her ass off and about to hit Kid. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. But
Like,
Law
but
doesn't
the
really
way
seem to be
the
in
way
the
I
picture of that.
saw it is that they were using teamwork. Prometheus knocked him towards Kid, and then she saw the opportunity to do an attack on both of them and finish them off, type shit. But yeah, that's my
I guess.
take.
When I first read the chapter, I thought Law was already laying there from the Prometheus attack, and like then
He was.
That's
Yeah,
how
no,
I
but like
view it, yeah.
then
He
then
was
Big
laying
Mom,
there from the Prometheus.
but then Big
attack,
Mom
yeah.
aimed for Kid to finish him off. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
no, that smoke's just like there or in the background around everyone.
There's
Yeah.
some smoke coming off the Kid too, but there was also a giant explosion of lightning around them, so like they would be smoking.
yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait a year and a half to see what the anime tells us.
Yeah, because that's canon.
It is
Um,
canon.
Anyways, enough about that. We're not gonna really get anywhere with it. It's just Big Mom attacking, whatever. But then Kid gets up again, and he's like expressing about the headache, and then he feels another one and everything. Fucking Mama shit talking him, saying what all the fans always say about Kid, because everyone hates Kid now for some reason. It's like
Always
I
been that
read
way.
this chapter and I was like, oh god, the community's gonna be fucking dog.
That's right. Kid's very hit or miss in the fan base. Like he has a very loyal fan base, but then a lot of people meme on him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
that
if-
is accurate.
If not everyone's doing the perfect thing at every time, then they're bad character for a lot of people.
I don't know. I just think like, if you're trying to portray him as a character as Luffy's rival, I think that he does a very poor job of doing that. in the story.
I agree.
If you're
somewhat with
if you're
that,
trying if Oda's trying to serve him up as like not a rival and like some other character role, like I don't even know like what it would be, like some like I don't know what kind of role you would even say for Kid to do, but he's certainly not a good rival at all. So I feel like he fails in that
Well,
department.
Yeah, that's only if you consider it like, can he hit exactly as hard as Luffy can?
No, it's not even just that. I know where Adam's coming from, and I kind of agree on some fronts. But I think I still think Kid's a cool character overall.
I'd like you to
what
elaborate.
has he done that makes him not a good rival?
Yeah.
I just
Well,
think he hasn't been. I don't. This isn't relevant to the chapter, but I feel like Oda could have utilized him better, and I don't like
No,
saying
no,
that
I want
because-
explanation.
He's
like I want
fighting an
examples.
emperor.
I'm trying to give an explanation, but Evan's talking first.
Okay.
No, go
What's
go
that,
Adam.
Adams?
Go. Adam,
Okay,
go.
so the main thing to be like a real rival of Luffy would be like, what is your potential to both either be a Yonko or to either reach Laugh Tale? And Kid really fits neither of those descriptions at the same time. So it's like Law used to be considered a rival of Luffy, but obviously that's not how he's written anymore. He's written more as like an ally, and he's even been given a new role in the story. So that's why you could like people still really like Law's character, because like obviously before that chapter, people like it used to be like a constant discussion of, is Law like does Law still want One Piece? Does Law give a shit about like why should Law continue to be in the story? We finally got that reason back in like chapter 996 with the fucking I want to learn what the will of D is. So we finally have like an out for that, which is good. I think that's a really good way. I don't know how Law is going to fit in the future, but it gives him something to do. That's not like, I want to be Pirate King and I'm going to face you, Luffy, when you don't even have any fucking poneglyphs except maybe Luffy gives you a couple, like, but that's sort of also awful. So, but Kid's got nothing. Like, maybe Luffy will be very nice and he'll give Kid the fucking Wano poneglyph. But how is Kid going to read it? Is Killer
Yeah,
being
so
a 3-eye going to be
Wait,
true?
no. So we're like getting to that part right now, though. So what prior to this, prior to the obvious what we're going to get explanation on Kid?
He doesn't have a fleet. He doesn't have. He might have like one island of
He
territory.
actually
He
did have
doesn't
a
have.
fleet.
Where is it?
When Kaido dropped down, they had like
Oh, so
a
he doesn't
good
have it
few...
anime.
Well, yeah,
But-
he had,
I'm pretty
like,
sure
But
that was
that's
an
not a knock
abandoned
against
island,
him.
by the way.
That's
like,
not a
there is
knock
nobody
against him.
there. That's not.
Yeah, like, I mean, it would technically be a territory, even if it is an abandoned island, because like he was still like living there, sort of. So I would count that as like one territory for Kid, but like he doesn't have like a fleet that has like all these important people. Like fucking Cavendish was a super rookie in the past. You have Bartolomeo, who's a super rookie now. Like all these
Kid
people, he
did
doesn't
have a
people,
fleet,
like,
though.
No,
He had
he
a
doesn't.
full-on alliance. No, he did. He had an alliance. Things
No, but they're not
happened
off the
that
level
caused-
of Luffy's. They're not
Can
even
we-
close
can
to the
we-
level of Luffy's fleet at all.
Can we
Do you-
compare them to the Green
Well,
Fleet? Can we
you
compare them to
didn't
the
say-
Fishmen?
So
or the
I want
Minks,
to interject
or
here.
the
for a moment.
Samurai?
I want to interject here for a moment. You're conjuring up like reasoning that would be used towards Yonko, not towards like the
No,
pirate
but you.
fleet.
I'm talking. Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
need
That's the thing.
territory.
But both of
Fire.
those are so not like what he said is
They're
it's
not.
either
You don't-
becoming an emperor
Roger
or
didn't
getting
have
to
Roger
or
didn't
getting
have a
to-
fleet.
Laugh Tale, which he doesn't
Roger
have the
didn't
tools
have
for
a
that
fleet.
either.
Roger
That's what
didn't-
that's what Adam just said. Didn't you listen to that?
Well,
I'm not-
do
listen,
have to
I
also
don't-
consider.
My thought is this: is that just Kid hasn't gotten too much characterization over the new world. He needs more time to get
He
that.
does need more time. Yeah.
That's
But
that's what it is,
my
and it's just
issue
as simple as that. But yeah, you know, like in terms of like being an actual rival to become Pirate King compared to Luffy, strength wise, he can be as strong as Luffy. They can duke it
But he's
out,
not
and they
even
can have a good fight. But in terms of like goal wise, you know, Luffy just has him beat on all
That's fine,
elements.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
And
so
then-
that's,
and then
that's, no, hold on. That's all stuff that's like about to be revealed. Like within towards the end of this arc, that's all stuff that is 100% going to be shown. I want to know, based on her portrayal so far for stuff that has been shown, what is the issue with what has been shown with him?
Well,
What is
Adam
they shown?
Adam did explain that, you know, and
he?
it is valid to say like Kid didn't have the fleet. He didn't have the
No.
territory.
I want as a character.
But-
I don't
no,
care
wait,
about
I
like,
have
what he
to-
has.
hang on a
As a
second.
character is
So-
the important part.
Well, I mean, because
He
it goes
did have
with
these things, but,
No, but I don't-
he did
I don't
actually
think-
have these things first.
I
But
don't-
there
I mean,
are
he can be-
actual
no,
story
but-
No,
reasons.
I don't think anyone's complaining
Well,
about his
hang on,
character.
hang
He's a
on.
fine character. It's
Yeah,
just,
he's
it's the
a
other-
fine
the other
character.
So when I as a reader, or when I was explaining what I had said earlier about like, oh, the fan base is gonna have a fucking crazy one over this or whatever. I wasn't talking about like the very specific things that Adam had complaints with. Everyone that says what they do is usually someone that is shit talking him as a character, not as like he doesn't have a fleet or something like that. All the shit talk every
Yeah.
chapter about Kid is
Yeah, but
about, like he's just a shit
Okay,
character
so
and he doesn't have anything to rival Luffy or whatever.
he's also just like a shit talker, and he just can't back it up with like anything. He doesn't have the power to. He doesn't have like anything to back it up. But he's gonna get a power up now, and it's still not even gonna be enough to even be close to Luffy's level. So
To
that's
back
like the
it
whole
up
issue
against Kaido and Big Mom, though.
against everybody. He's just been
He
taking
wasn't-
L's
wait,
left
wait,
and
no,
right.
define- define
did
everybody.
He didn't do
'Cause-
anything worse than other people in that fight
He literally hasn't done any worse than Luffy.
until now. Now Luffy's doing more,
Yeah,
but like
until now.
before that, but in those panels that they were together in that fight that they were together in, they were doing like similar things.
We also had the whole symbolic run through Udon where they were just dead even in strength with the same amount of
Yeah,
sea stone on
but-
each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I-
that's Oda trying to like shove in. Oh, Kid's a rival. When in reality,
Yeah, exactly,
He's not
exactly.
shoving
That's
in.
Oda trying to
That's
state
showing
that-
it to you.
Yeah, that's Oda showing that this is his rival.
I think it's fair.
Yeah,
to, I think
a lot
it's.
of screen time,
good
so the
job.
times that he does have is what Oda utilizes for that.
I think it's
Unfortunately, yeah.
fair to say Kid doesn't match up as a rival in anything aside from strength.
I've like,
Not even
I think
strength.
Well,
I like Kid a lot more.
I
than
do.
Adam,
I
but,
want to
like,
address
all of
that.
my,
Though. I
oh,
want to
go
address
ahead.
that because a Kid doesn't measure up to anything but strength now because of some in-story reasons, though. Like he did
Yeah, of
have a
course.
fleet. We don't know what he
No,
had
yeah, he's got
before with all that.
he certainly
it
has a lot of
wasn't
excuses. Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is like this all happened in the last month that he no longer has these things.
Well, I mean, his
No,
crew. Like,
no. I
is his
mean,
crew as good as the
if
Straw
you were
Hats?
gonna
No.
if you were gonna try and like
Well, Owen,
construe
his crew's been
Hawkins,
destroyed.
if you were gonna
Well,
try and
Pillar.
outside
construe
of Pillar, like who?
what you were saying
Yeah,
earlier
what's
is like, oh, he had a fleet. Like you were construing like Hawkins and Apu as being his underlings. That wasn't how it was. Listen,
No,
I
I
like
was just
I
saying
like
he
Killer.
had
It's like
he seemed
I
to
like
have
Killer and
multiple
Kid,
ships
but-
like in the alliance. I wasn't putting Hawkins and Apu with them, but just he himself seemed to have multiple fleet or multiple ships on his own.
Well, here's my thing is like, we have like these different measurements of like, oh, what a rival needs to be. You know, we talk about like, oh, Sanji and Zoro rivalry. There have been conversations here about like, oh, are they really rivals or, you know, whatever. But for me, I think my definition is as loose as like Kobe can be considered a rival to Luffy, and at that point, you know,
Not in the. I guess.
he's not
No, no, it's true, it's true.
he's not an equal to Luffy, but he's a rival, right?
No.
He is in the race and on Luffy's heels. Yeah, he would be
Like
by
that,
definition a
goal
rival
his
to the
goal
guy.
directly opposes with Luffy. You know, they're on friendly terms and everything, and obviously Kobe's not gonna be able to do anything to Luffy, but like he, you know, he still fit for me. Like that kind of that broad term, it fits someone like Kobe, and to me, it fits someone like Kid. But you know, what Adam's saying isn't wrong. Like there's a lot of things that Luffy has done to get towards the goalpost that Kid has not been able to accomplish.
But we've seen the entire Straw Hats journey. We didn't see the entirety of Kids.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, but
if
if you actually
if Kid had secretly visited Zoe and got that poneglyph as well, and then he broke into Whole Cake and got that one too when he was there, then yeah, maybe he is.
He
that
actually
close.
could've.
You don't need he could have technically he could have Poneglyph like rubbed.
Yeah,
or whatever,
it was
hypothetically,
said that
but-
he did take something. It was ambiguous, so we don't know.
So,
what he
so I
got
do want to
instead.
say, but like that's not something that's like that's not necessary to put them on the level of the rival. They don't have to be like have the same requirements
No, I
for
agree.
reaching Raptor.
I agree. That's
So,
why I
to
brought up
speak
the.
to,
He could steal it from someone or something right now, and he'd automatically just be there all of a sudden.
No, I know.
Well, to
that's why I
speak
brought
to
up the.
both sides
That's why I
of the
brought up the Kobe
argument
thing.
for it,
That's why I brought up Kobe because like.
it is fair to say that he doesn't have these things, but yeah, he doesn't need them to be considered a rival. But at the same time, Luffy's only had these things for a very short amount of time. It's not like Kid's been dragging the entire story behind Luffy. Like it's only been the last month that he's gotten these poneglyphs at all, or even learned about them, or
Pathetic.
face an emperor, you know?
of taking L's. A whole month. I'm kidding.
and in this entire time, Kid was in jail from Kaido, and he'd already faced 2 emperors.
Yeah, and it's not like his
I wouldn't say
accomplishments
that.
were like lagging
wouldn't say
behind
that.
Luffy either. We learned that he also went to Whole Cake Island, took out a commander, and then
Yeah,
fucking Kid.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, when I say like he faced 2
Same thing
emperors,
Luffy did.
because he also fought the red hair pirates too. So by that time, he'd actually done a lot more than Luffy did.
It's
Yeah,
like,
because Luffy. So basically, the whole issue is Kid was in the New World for 2 whole years, and what he accomplished was taking something from Big Mom and some money from Big Mom, and that
you
that's
need-
And losing
basically
his
it.
arm.
No,
too.
no,
You
you
can't
can't
use
use no, hold on. You can't use the 2 years as the reasoning for that as like in this entire 2 years he only managed to do this because Luffy took that break to train. Kid trained in the New World, so he wasn't at the capability of doing those things for the entire 2 years. It's only like as he got stronger, what he could do opened up, and
It's
now he's
also-
doing
No,
those things now.
I get that. Like,
It's
but
also
I
by
don't know.
pure
Like,
luck that Luffy's actually gotten this far
I don't-
this fast too.
I don't want to call it excuses, but it's Kid just has a different story than Luffy. I'm not saying he's not a rival.
That's
Like I'm just
honestly
agreeing with some
all
of
it
Adam's
comes
points.
down to, yeah.
What I'm saying is different from what Adam's saying. Adam's saying he doesn't measure up as a rival. I think he's fine as a rival. I don't think he's accomplished as much as Luffy. I think he's strong as Luffy, or maybe a little bit below or whatever. He'd give him a good fight.
He just has his own journey.
And he's doing his own thing. He's ran into some troubles, but he's a great character. Like anyway, I
Yeah,
just
no,
I just
I
would
think
say
he-
that
I
like
think
yeah, he doesn't
his
hit
shortcomings as a
the same
rival
metrics
doesn't
as
mean he's a
Luffy.
bad character.
He just does not hit the metrics.
I'm
That's
not
all I'm
talking
saying.
about as a bad character though. I'm talking about the rival thing. You can't just slip that in there, Evan. Back it up more.
No,
like,
no, I know, but no, I agree with Adam's side about him being having shortcomings as a rival. About in terms of getting to Laugh Tale, being
But
being
are
a pirate
those
king,
He
being
is
those
not. He is not
really
Luffy's equal.
shortcomings as a rival?
I'll just simplify it. He's not Luffy's equal.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
the
I
thing.
think
He's
he,
never
he functions
supposed
as
to
a
be.
good character, and I think he's a nice addition to like have Luffy as actually have contemporaries in the New World. And in terms of like what a lot of people think they're going to be equals, Edge and both going to be there for Pirate King at the end. That's just not going to happen. I don't think.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone see like Kid's gonna be there at the end.
A lot of people think Kid and Luffy are like
Honestly,
these...
that would be the only save. I was talking with Juba about this in the DMs earlier, and number one is we're not gonna get. Well, I'm not gonna say what number one is, but number two is because we're going to number one later. Is how Kid. I'm hoping that Kid uses his devil fruit. Awakening bullshit or somehow gets to Laugh Tale using the magnetic poles disruption that Laugh Tale has, and he can hone in or something. That way he doesn't have to use the poneglyphs because he won't get any because he's not a good rival like that. But so he'll find his own way, and then that will actually give Law something to do, and maybe he'll die to Kid on Laugh Tale or something. But we'll see about that.
I just think that the reasoning of needing to have the equipment already to be considered that equal rival is just baffling to me because hypothetically
No, but I don't think he'll get it for the rest of the story
Okay.
either, though.
Yeah, but that's just your bias speaking. You don't know that.
At the same time, we have to
I mean, how
consider
do you
the
think he is?
things that we're talking
I
about
think he could.
too.
I don't know if he will or won't.
This
Well,
is some
but
shit that you have to steal from specific people. It's not really something that you have to go and find, and you can fail in finding.
Dude,
You know.
Kid is already cucked out of getting the Zoe Poneglyph ever, unless Luffy gives it to him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You hold that over
Give it
to
to him. That would actually
No,
be the worst case scenario.
There can't actually be a real rival for Luffy in this case because you have to be as lucky and as socially.
No, yeah, he is, but he's a real, he's a real rival. I just would, we can't put him on the same level. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I mean,
You
that
can't
part
measure
as well.
him by that kind of a metric. He is definitely a rival because just narratively, that is Luffy's rival. Even since his introduction, he was literally introduced as a contemporary rival for Luffy.
So were all the other Supernova. Are you gonna say, oh, fucking Capone Beige is the same level as Kid?
Well, no, I think
if
Law
you
and
say the
Kid
same
in
level,
particular
no.
were more
I,
so.
I'll call
engaged
Beiji a
rivals.
rival, though. Yeah. No, he's not
Well,
on the
he's
same
not- well,
level
he's not-
as
well, he's not a
Kid
rival.
and Luffy, but yeah, he was a rival. He is a
Was.
rival.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh my god, dude.
Should we get back to the
But
chapter?
anyways, I think the main thing that bothers me a lot is the necessity to have these things when people like Roger's crew hypothetically got to be the Pirate King without having a fleet, without having all that shit. We don't even know if Roger had territory, but you're using Yonko necessities to justify it as the necessity for being Pirate King. You don't need to have Yonko territories and shit to become Pirate King. You just need to get the One Piece.
No,
That's
he
it.
was saying
Yeah,
one or
that's
the
why I
other, not
said
both,
either
I think.
or, and he has
Yeah.
neither.
What's neither what?
He
He had
now
other
has-
other
He doesn't have,
measurements.
he doesn't have a single piece to the road of Laugh Tale that we know of, which
That
I
we
don't think
know
he will either way, unless he somehow has the last one that we don't know about, and that would be pretty weird.
Or he
but
stole Big Mom's copy.
that definitely did
He
not
could have big
happen.
ones.
How? Or why, rather?
Why did that not happen?
Well, I don't know why you guys are trying to play devil's advocate with that, because you guys literally agreed with me when we talked about that on a previous podcast that he didn't have the poneglyph. So
But why?
I don't know
though?
why you guys are asking. Because he would have to get all
Why
the way
would
into
he?
the territory.
Yeah, he didn't
had to
get
get
in
all-
there.
He doesn't know the territory like Pedro did. He would not know where the poneglyph is
True.
located like
True.
Pedro did.
Well, we don't actually know what he.
We don't know. I don't.
He didn't
I don't
get
think-
in there. He
I don't
didn't.
think he got
to
Big
be
Mom
fair.
specifically,
Yeah, he
but I
didn't get
think
in
he
there,
could
bro.
have.
My
Yeah,
best
it's
hope for
definitely
Kid
Because
is
we
that
know
he
he took
got
something.
is that he has if he has a poneglyph, my best hope for him is that he has the only one that Luffy doesn't, because the other ones, like, we know where they are, and like the one that we don't know exactly where it is somewhere on Wano or Onigashima, and that obviously Kid didn't get. Safe to say he didn't
But
get Big Mom's,
they might share it
and
with him. They
no
could
Zoro.
share the Wano one with him at the end. I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
That and he'll have one of the 4 pieces.
Just be like throwing the fucking dog your table scrap.
That's
not even
throwing
the dog, bro. He's part of the
battle too. Shut
Luffy has fucking 3 poneglyphs now. He's like, yeah, you can have this one. I know you can't read it, but here you go.
I also think that there's something to be said about piracy in general, where like you don't need to have these things for yourself. You could literally just
You
fucking
can just steal them,
use
dude.
someone else's.
Yeah.
And so like him not having them right now isn't even a big deal. He can fucking
Yeah,
he
I mean,
can
that's
fucking
literally
tail
what
Luffy to
was
Raftel
used.
and then beat Luffy and then that's it.
I mean, that's literally
Well,
all Luffy did.
well, see,
too.
that,
He
see,
just-
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
just like
that's-
that's just a very lackluster way of having it end, though, or having it happen. Because people said that with Blackbeard too, and I also really hate that outcome also, because it's just like, why? Like,
mean,
it's just so
Blackbeard-
like disappointing to
Why
have
not?
like
Well,
go out that
piracy
way.
I don't know.
But they're
I
not
mean,
going out.
think about like
That's
think
the
about like
before
Shiki.
the going out.
Think about like Shiki intercepting Roger before he got to Laugh Tale, right? Like that would be something, right? Like that's kind of similar to what would happen there. I mean, that is just piracy. It's like, oh yeah, our like just think about just general pirates. It's like, oh yeah, we just got all this treasure. We're about to go back and like deliver it to the fucking place or whatever. Or how about like Doflamingo? Here's a great example. Like when Drake's dad had that fruit and he was gonna sell it to the government, and Doflamingo swooped in and fucking took that shit, or tried to, right? It didn't work out, but you know, shit like that can happen, and yeah, you know,
Well, that's
whatever.
literally Whole Cake Island.
Yeah, or just yeah, there's plenty of situations. Yeah.
No, but like that's already happened. That's how they've gotten the.
No, I know.
the
That's
poneglyph
what I'm
from
saying.
her.
Is
Yeah.
like there's precedent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like this is like that kind of a thing shouldn't happen. In the series, it happens all the time. They
Yeah,
rarely
like
do
what,
some
like
by
what,
the rules.
like what Faggot
Yeah.
just said. I hate people who talk like that. It's like, oh, who's Luffy's true rival? Like that is so ridiculous. That whole the idea. It's like, oh, who's the Garp to Luffy? You know, like
I
shit
think
like
with-
that.
I think
I hate those. There can be multiple rivals. There can be a bunch
Yeah.
of opposing foot. Like this stuff is so silly.
But
you
I
know?
think Faggoto's like making fun of that mentalities, like because he's saying
No, I know
Blackbeard,
that's what he's
as
saying,
we
and
know,
I'm
doesn't have any poneglyphs either.
I'm
like-
yeah, I'm with him. I mean, obviously he's
Yeah.
fucking against that because he's a kid stan. But yeah.
But obviously Blackbeard is like the most built up rival for the One Piece, right? Am I
see,
we all
I
on
can't
board with
even I can't even like
I agree with that statement.
yeah,
but
I guess so. I don't
Definitely
know.
will be.
Well,
when,
okay.
when I think of
objectively
rival, it's
Blackbeard-
like, you know, when you think of like because it gets into semantics, right? Like when I think of a rival in like a story, I don't think of like the main villains, right? Because technically,
you think of
oh,
like someone
technic-
relatively peer,
right? Technically, like Kaido would be a rival to Luffy because he's also shooting for the One Piece, right? But would we ever call him a rival? Not really, right? I wouldn't really call Blackbeard a rival like that either. Just because he's been like too successful, he's like already established. Maybe he doesn't even want it. You know, whatever. You know.
The reason
I think
would
think of like more like positive notes. More like people like Kobe or Kid or Law.
Well, rivals
earlier.
don't have to be like positive though. They don't
Smoker-
have to be. And
Smoker
like there's
even.
a lot of parallels drawn between Blackbeard and Luffy and their ways of thinking and things like that. That feel to me like they're set up as like an antagonistic rival type of situation.
Yeah, the
Well,
word
even besides
applies.
that,
The word applies. It's I'm not
But I
saying
don't
it
think it's
doesn't.
just the word applying. I think that's like Oda is
If you
comparing
look
him
at
as
it-
an antagonistic rival.
If you do look at it narratively,
know.
Blackbeard just being in the worst generation confirms him as Luffy's like direct rival. That was kind of the point of that whole group was these people are all relatively the same kind of fuck ups in the world, as far as the adventure of the story goes. So I think I do agree with what you're saying, Fats, but specifically because of that, the worst gen bit, I'll lean on Blackbeard being a rival in that
Yeah,
case.
I mean,
Typically, yeah, I wouldn't see him as one either.
like I said earlier, you can call him a rival. It's just when I think of like what it is, I don't think of like major antagonists being rivals in at least in One Piece. Like I think of it on a little bit of a different level, if that makes sense. And
I
it's
just
not
always
that they
figured
aren't.
it's,
I just think of when I think rival, it has more of like a positive connotation, not somebody who's like an actual evil villain. You know what I mean? I think of like somebody who's like competing with me rather than like a competition. Blackbeard to me sounds like, yeah, it's not like a competition. It's like it's like if we meet, we're fighting to the death type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not really
I don't agree.
competing because for me, it's a matter of distance.
Well, he is.
Like, Blackbeard's
it's
just
like
too far.
it's
Like, Blackbeard's just too far ahead already, so Luffy's catching up to be his rival, in my mind. Like, right now, he's trying to catch up to be Kaido's rival.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking in terms of my perception. I'm not saying
Right.
Blackbeard isn't a rival, because he is, like, by the word, and he's obviously competing for the same thing that Luffy is. Like, those things are both true, but I would think of him as more of a villain than a rival in terms of like how you would describe the character in the story, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't agree with the semantics on that, but I get where you're coming from. I do know like what you mean about like the whole more positive aspect to it, but I've also seen stories do it without a positive aspect
it's not,
to it. So it's
not
like
necessary.
not
Yeah,
mutually exclusive or anything
absolutely.
to me.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there.
I get it though. I get
yeah,
it though.
Yeah.
Let's try to get back
Yeah,
to
why
the chapter.
don't we finish the chapter? It was a fucking long one.
I told
Okay,
you.
so why don't we fucking start with this? Hold on.
The third floor.
He's like preparing himself.
Look at
For the
his
headbutt.
face, dude. It's so
He looks like
funny.
he's looking down on someone.
Dude. I don't know.
Pathetic.
It is just so funny, that face. God.
But yeah, he's
The killer has to fucking laugh the whole time too.
yeah, he's just
That's
like
sad.
laughing through it and everything. He calls him out. He's like, to think you actually ate a smile food. Your luck sucks, dog. And shit. And then yeah, we see the kid pirates are just like being fucking stupid as fuck. I guess they don't realize what Hawken has. Like they're just like, let's just fucking go for it, bro. Let's take him out. They
Let's
don't
get him,
understand
man. Shut up and do what you're told. Come on, man. What the hell?
That's how they talk, for sure.
Yeah, that's how they talk. Yeah, come on, bro. Let's do it. They're
Let's
used to like
take this
they're
fuck
used to
out.
like that whole punk like vibe, like I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. You're not fighting either, man. Come on. The fire's about to get you.
Yeah.
I like these close-up panels of Hawkins' face, by the way. Not just the funny one, but also the other ones.
Yeah.
Hawkins
The ones
looks
later in the chapter I really like.
Hawkins looks like deadly serious here, and especially the one on the page after that where his expression when he's talking about the emperors.
As much as people meme on Hawkins and Apu, it's so refreshing to have them as like a contrast to these people who aren't super steadfast against like overcoming the emperors. They actually submitted.
Mhm. I mean, I feel like it's necessary to have characters like that in the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hawkins is intelligent. It's sort of in the same way as Law was like initially beginning to go about. You get some back, yeah. It's sort of in the same way Law was going about. His when he was trying to take down Doflamingo, right? Like his initial plan was like, well, I'm gonna slide into like the lowest echelon of Doflamingo's influence, right? I'm gonna go live and like work with Caesar, and he still intended to take down Doflamingo, but yeah, the more intelligent characters, like the more intelligent you are, the more you actually realize the threat that they actually that they really, you know, have
Yeah.
the threat that they are. Right, so it makes perfect sense, like Hawkins doing this, and then especially after he saw Kaido like in person, you know, what the fuck, right? Like kid is too headstrong. He just went for it. He lost, and
Yeah, and
then
he
come
was,
to find out that Apu was actually working with him the whole time. And then it's like, yeah, well, you can get punished like Kid just did, or you can work with me. It's like there's an obvious choice there. Hawkins is a smart guy, so he picks.
he also just relies heavily on like the information on his cards too. So I imagine as he was progressing as a pirate, like most of the situations he was in, he used his cards to find a way to win. And then against Kaido, he was just like, "There's just fucking nothing. I have to submit here," type
yeah,
of thing.
yeah, you gotta take the path of least resistance there.
Yeah, it's hard to be mad at the guy who can predict the future, deciding there's no chance for winning. Let's give up and preserve our
Yeah.
lives.
He's still a pussy though, but yeah.
He's just intelligent. He's not a fool like
Do you
Luffy
feel that
and
way
Kid
about
are.
Apu as well?
Well, Apu was already a part of Kaido's crew before he fell, so it's like he was just a spy. So like
But at one point, Apu
Yeah,
was
we don't-
probably in that same situation.
We don't
to get
know.
Well,
We don't know what happened. Apu could have reached out and like went to him.
yeah,
or,
like Drake did.
Or
He could've.
he could have just gotten his ass beat and then.
I
you
mean,
know.
Apu was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck up Kizaru right now." So I imagine he just sought Kaido out and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna join you so we can punk on Kizaru later." So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Do you like Apu?
I do like Apu.
Okay, I
I
wasn't sure
don't.
if you were one of the haters or not. That's why I asked in the
No.
first
I
place.
hate Apu.
I like Apu. I like Hawkins, and I like Killer. So I like all of them.
I don't like Apu, but in the way it's a good way. I mean, you're not really supposed to like him in the.
No, like
context of
as a
the story.
character, do you like him?
But that's what I mean.
I don't
yeah,
like him as a
yeah,
character
he's
now.
great. He serves a very good role. He's
Like as a character concept, I don't like Apu. I should say.
Yeah, because you're a pussy.
Fuck you.
King moment.
but anyways,
yes,
enough of Apu. I really like this line from Killer here, where they zoom in on his lack of face and say, "Release Kid, you can have my life if that's what it takes." That's like a Zoro, Sanji on Thriller Bark type shit, showing that Kid
Dude.
does have those loyal.
It's crazy, man. You know, before Wano, like Killer is the last supernova I would ever think of to get any kind of like emotional development like he has in this arc. You know, he ate the smile, and we get the whole stuff in Udon, which is awesome. And then we have this again, like he's extra loyal. He fights against Zoro, all that stuff. Yeah, it's just like the last thing I would have expected for Killer to get this kind of development like that, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
we
it
knew he
needed
was
too.
we knew he was loyal, but like, you know, this kind of stuff, like it's just Killer would be the last person I expect to kind of get these emotional moments like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think it was necessary too, because like having Kid as a rival as he is, being expressed as like something exclusive to just his own qualities isn't as impactful as like having something tethered to that, like his own crew members, of course, to push like there is reason for that loyalty there type of thing.
It's just what Red said. Red had to slip in the fucking arrival as he is. It's like, yes, everyone agrees that their rival will fucking shit up.
But yeah, the jokes aside, I like that we're getting more insight into his relationships as well, to further drive home.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know,
Stuff.
Oda just has a way of, you know, when we were introduced to the Kid and Killer and like their crew, right? They were introduced as like, you know, brutal murderers, like bad guys, right? But we see, you know, during Wano that even they, with their brutality, have like a code, and they have loyalty and friendship, even with that stuff, which is really cool. Oda just doing that thing again where he always does. It's like he finds a way to make even the fucking most evil villains likable in some way, right? Not saying
Yeah.
Kid was a villain, but you know what I mean, right? Like, you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, like Orochi, everyone loves him.
Yeah, based. Orochi is fucking amazing, dude.
Anji, bro, Kino.
Orochi was justified.
True.
Okay. But yeah, and then fucking Hawkins basically just sucker punched Killer. He's like,
He-
you can't do anything against me, and he just fucking kicks his ass.
Yeah,
An
he
asshole.
kicks him right in the gut. He's just sitting there.
And just shit talks him about the emperors and all that stuff. Trying to talk about his predictions and everything like they're law, of course, when they aren't, bro. There's that 0.001.
And I love this dialogue from Killer. Serves to really characterize Hawkins, and this is kind of how I imagine Hawkins as well, because Hawkins has ambition, right? Like he's one of the supernovas for a reason. He actually had those dreams and stuff that people like Kid, Luffy, Killer, they haven't let go of that yet, but Hawkins did. And Killer calls him out on it. He's like, "You regret doing what you did," and he says it like it is. Like, look at the fucking situation. We are actually making a serious, putting up a serious fight here. We fought through the stuff that you thought was not possible to do, and you were just pissing yourself, you know. Uh,
A little
and that
at the end too.
that hits. I'm sure that hits deep for Hawkins, because I'm sure he thought about that a lot. Like he's intelligent. He thought about the odds, but you know the guy definitely has pride and ego at stake in all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, really great dialogue from Killer there. Yeah, and then you know the other thing about this that I was thinking about is I remember a couple of people asking kind of like, oh, what you know, why is Hawkins just answering his questions? And I think the reason why is that Hawkins is just that kind of guy. He's like he's got his plans, he's intelligent, he's got his ego. It's like I've got questions about how this
Classic
works.
villain.
Yep, it's classic. He's like he's intelligent beyond like most other people, and he, you know, he asks the questions, he does the shit, and then it's like, well, I mean, Hawkins doesn't necessarily answer his first question, right? He explains his power, and then Killer goes for it, right? And then it worked out, right? Like the pain didn't do any of that shit. And Hawkins kind of like, as this is going on, like he cordially continues to talk with Killer. Like he's like slowly accepting his defeat in some respects. Like
yeah, I also want to point out like I think part of the reason is he's also just very he's very unsure of his own decision in a way. Where like even though the card said this, he's like there is some regret there, like it was mentioned earlier. So he's justifying himself by responding as well. Not about the abilities part, but just like in his other answerings and everything.
yeah, I agree. I agree, right? Like because what you know, he's as far as we know Hawkins, like he's just the type of guy to rely entirely on his powers of prediction, the cards. He's very much into that, right? And like Killer calls it out openly. It's like those odds that you bet on and you chose, you know, the side that you thought was right. Look at what's happening now. It's not working, right? Like shit is fucking going south for the other members of Kaido's crew, and that's like a critical blow to Hawkins because that stuff no doubt has worked perfectly for him, you know, up until now. At least you would imagine it did, right?
Yeah.
You know, he did stuff like predict his chance of living through Kizaru and stuff like that. It's like that has been his guide for so long, and he's here watching in real time how, you know, his predictions are not
falling apart at
they're falling apart, man.
Straw?
Yeah, fucking ripping apart at this straw, whatever.
I wanted to say seams, but you know, I thought straw would be better.
But yeah, he's not only being defeated physically, Killer comes out and fucking calls out his entire character and his way of life at the same time, and defeats him.
And then the thing we talked about before, the arm thing. I'm sure a lot of people thought about it, but yeah, it's
Yep.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
As long as I have my straw daw on me, there's no way you win. And then we get a fucking cool ass double page spread.
Yeah, the last
Dude,
the
I
last
love
the
that
last two
page.
spreads were great. You know, Killer up in
3
the
spreads,
air.
bro. They did 3 in a row. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
it is 3 in a row. Yeah, I didn't even click on that. Yeah. Fucking
but yeah, we get his
badass.
arms
Killer
fucking
just
cut off,
fucking
bro.
ruins him, dude. He ruined him. Hawkins got
And
fucking
then Hawkins is like,
nuked.
"Ah!
Yeah!
you cut off my arm. It's just like so good, bro.
He got fucking
bitch he
completely
is.
nuked.
I guess he's probably never really felt like pain as much for a long time as well.
At
So it's
least 2
probably
years.
even more. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that
Since
we
your
know
brother.
of anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hawkins joins the fucking. If Bon Clay transforms into me, he'll never be able to transform back club. So, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
No, Bon Clay needs his left hand to swap back. From his
Oh
transformation.
shit.
He joins the club, bro.
Yeah, Hawkins in there with Shanks and a bunch of, not a bunch, but you know, like six other people. Yeah, but that was cool. That was actually probably among the recent fights that got wrapped up. I think this is my favorite, at least in the last like 5 to 6 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they wrapped up, like when Jack got wrapped up, and Peros and stuff like
Pero,
that.
yeah.
I think this is a cool one. Hawkins is just
I
a cool character.
agree.
Yeah.
And he's
He
a
was
cool-
always my favorite supernova.
Wait,
Yeah.
Hawkins
Yeah,
or
everyone just knows
Hawkins.
Hawkins is just greatness. So,
Hawkins.
don't like Hawkins,
Hawkins,
but I
Hawkins is fucking
I like-
awesome, dude.
I like Killer.
although I still want to know what the fuck happened between him and Law after the stuff. So and I want to know who the fuck the 1% is. So I'm hoping Hawkins gets some dialogue next chapter or something. Or the other thing was, this is what me and Juba both agreed on, being our tinfoil theory, is that Hawkins is going to join the Kid Pirates.
Could be.
Mm.
Be interesting.
Stop fucking
Because
name dropping
Killer-
Juba like it fucking means anything. That bitch get back in here.
Juba-
if you wanna argue and shit.
Juba's big brain though, so
Dude, yeah,
basically-
you. I don't know
hear
about
me
that.
out. Okay, so Killer talked about Hawkins having regrets, and you guys were even talking about how maybe Hawkins is like sort of maybe
No,
like second
I will say
himself.
I'm not against him joining the Kid Pirates.
No.
I just think Juba isn't a god or anything, you know.
No, he's a true god.
Oh
So
my
basically,
God.
Killer is going to take Hawkins with him, so Hawkins doesn't just die to the fire. Also, and because we also still haven't seen what I think is actually Chekhov's gun, which is Hawkins' power card, which was talked about back in like 9/12, where he said the card can even grant you true like a big amount of power, whatever, however the fuck he words it. That card was never used yet. It's still got to be used. They're
Did
gonna
he
use it
say
for Big Mom.
a specific card? I thought he just said, I have
No, he said,
cards
like-
that can buff people as well.
Yeah, he
was
never
saying
used
has
a card
cards
like
can
that.
do that.
Yeah, and he never used a card like that. So
But
it's gonna happen.
that would only apply to
Well, some
him,
people have been theorizing that is happening to Kid with this with the last page.
Oh, really?
I don't personally think like this stuff means anything beyond like a general like tone indicator. I had kind of gone on about that in chat, but it's possible that like that tower card affected Kid. That's a possibility.
Oh, I don't think that. And Juba also was like, I hope to God no one else thinks that. So
Yeah, I don't think it either.
not-
I don't think that's the case either.
It's
but,
literally just like it's showing that
my,
the
my
tides are changing.
yeah,
in the battle, and that's it.
what I had said in chat was basically just that the fact that the narrator has appeared and talked about that stuff, that is meant to be a general like tone thing, right? Like
Mhm.
he's come out and been like an upheaval of the established order, opening of a new path. This is like a general like a general quote to describe what's happening in Onigashima right now, like the hope of the alliance, like Luffy defeating Kaido, the new generation taking over the old, all that shit. that's what that is. I don't see it as anything specific for like a character getting a new, like a specific character getting a buff or whatever.
No, yeah, it's exactly that. It's just the signal of the great change, and it's definitely gonna be Big Mom going down to Kid or getting driven off, and Kid getting a massive reputation boost because of it.
Yeah.
But no, he's not getting like a buff from the cards or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that Hawkins any card buffs are gonna come into play for him anymore, because they're
I mean,
like
he's
only
not
to
out
him,
with a
they're not to
story.
other
He's
people.
not dead.
I'd,
So.
I'd like for him to elaborate on who the 1% was, but there is a possibility. I think you could interpret the it's very slim. I'd want to say that, but like you can interpret the 1% as being either Kid or Killer. When he's like, "Damn it, this isn't what I
definitely not
predicted."
Killer.
He's like, "Damn it, this isn't what I predicted." When he gets the last doll out of his body for Kid, so it's possible that it relates to Kid.
Well, he started the fight with the whole "I'm gonna kill Killer" prediction. I figured that's
Yeah,
just
what
what he
was-
was talking about.
Well, no, that was a 91% versus a 99%, so it's two different things. Oh, so it's not Luffy either, because Luffy had a
No,
18%
it's
chance to
no, no,
live
no, no.
from the
We're
haunting.
talking about when Hawkins is talking like in this fight right now. He's saying, "Damn, this isn't what I predicted." I'm saying that's from
Oh, okay,
earlier.
yeah. Okay, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm just tossing it out there as a potential option. I don't
Yeah.
think that's the case, but you could take it that way if you so desire.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And now we're gonna see Kid wreck shit and be a good rival to Luffy.
I'm curious to see what he pulls out.
A good rival. Wait a second. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think Big Mom is as tanky as Kaido is, so he may not actually need like Conqueror's coding to do everything.
She still has the balloon effect thing, but I doubt it's as potent as Kaido's, I guess.
It seems
Yeah,
to
she
be.
seems
Law
to be.
Law just remember. Hold on. Let me go back and look at it actually.
Countershock?
Just quickly.
Yeah, he did just hurt her with counter shock, and that's not the first time he's done it either. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's accurate. I think Big Mom's comparable to Kaido at least.
Like comparable. I just don't think it goes as deep, because they keep saying iron skin for her.
Yeah.
Whereas with Kaido, it's like he's getting blown up from the inside out, and Luffy still said it wasn't hitting right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Kid's gonna have a good showing here. We're getting a lot of focus on Kid here as well, so I'm wondering if like something happens to Law, and like Kid continues on his own, because of like the lack of focus on Law during this fight. Like we're seeing him do stuff, but it's like very obviously skewed towards like Kid, like the focus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, the focus this chapter, that makes sense, right? It doesn't mean
Not just
necessarily
this
anything.
chapter, though. I feel like it was, I don't know.
I mean,
Well-
before that, all Kid really did was fucking face planner, and that's like really it.
That's the
God,
thing.
yeah,
I
sure.
think more than, not to say that Kid won't get extra attention going forward, but I think if I had to take a wild guess and guess what's in Oda's head about this is that, Law has been like a consistent character since Punk Hazard, right? And Kid has not. Kid needs to get the focus. Same with Killer.
Yeah.
Those two have not. They haven't gotten the attention that the other supernovas had. So this is the chance to kind of get caught up with that.
And that's why I'm thinking like maybe Law would have to do something else, or he gets taken out or something, and more focus needs to go to that'll just give reason for more focus to Kid at
Maybe.
least.
I think the Big Mom fight is gonna get split up in some way. I don't think it's just ending the way it is. Like they're just gonna fight her and keep fighting her. I think some other outside influence, God knows what it is going to interrupt that fight, and they're gonna get split up.
I think that they're gonna fight just to a complete stalemate, and then yeah, something's going to interrupt them. I don't think that they're going to be able to actually get like overcome Big Mom as well as Kaido for this arc.
Yeah, like
yeah, Big Mom
Robin and
is about it.
CP0 showing up. Then
I mean, maybe
that'll give Big Mom a
CP0 will
reason
actually
to leave.
step in. And,
Exactly, Adam. That's
yeah.
exactly what I was saying. You know, like an hour ago at this point.
Yeah.
That stuff.
They drove away. They drove away Blackbeard already, so like, there's precedent for them actually being able to kind of persuade an emperor.
Yeah,
away.
I mean, if you know, even if it was just a couple of people, you know, they've got several ships, but even if it was just Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy, you know, that would be enough of an impact to make some kind of difference. My headcanon is that there's going to be some fucked up situation where one of those CP0 members lets slip the old situation with Mother Caramel. And they happen, you know, something happens, they're in the same room, or Big Mom is able to overhear that, and they name drop Mother Caramel, and they're like, if only, you know, if only Big Mom could have been the naval, like the Navy fucking admiral that we
Admiral.
wanted her to be. And Big
Right.
Mom loses her shit at that point. That's my headcanon. Like, what, she's like, loses her fucking mind about that. Like, what the fuck is that?
That'd be interesting.
You explain that, or you're dying, or whatever. Yeah, something like that. That is kind of like what. That's what immediately came to mind when I saw that CP0 is coming to the island. So could be that. Could be a number of other things. So I don't know.
Yeah, we still
it-
need Luffy versus Big Mom, so something's gonna happen.
we totally called CP0 being the reason the government shows up to the island too. Thinking about it, I remember that was like a big point of contention, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna go and take it over.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Marines don't want to do it. They're too damn busy. But the world government, and this is what we had talked about earlier, you know, at least all I can remember is what I stressed is that the island of Wano, like Wano as a landmass in particular, is amazingly important for some unknown reason. For whatever fucking thing. The world government kept trying to take it over, right? 800 years ago when Ryuma kept fighting them off. It's where the poneglyphs were built. There have been multiple sets of dialogue where Wano, not just like, oh, the people on Wano or whatever. It's like the actual island in some way is significant to, you know, Laugh Tale, whatever the fuck.
potentially. Yeah, potentially.
I would have to go like dig up all the shit, but it's like the island itself
Odin
is
did
something
always say
that
open the borders, so that
Yeah,
does lend itself to what you're saying.
yeah, that's what it is. It's like there's that, and then there's like other bits of dialogue I can't fucking recall, but yeah, the idea like we need to, like, people need to be allowed in Wano, you know, all that stuff. It's, yeah, it's all leading to something big about the island. More than just, you know, oh, you know, we need to like let people free. It's that too, but it's more than just that.
I mean, there's also Kaido saying that he came to Wano because it's Wano, and you know, his allusion to Joy Boy and whatever knowledge he has there. So yeah, there is something physically special about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 1029. Things are looking really good. This was a spectacular end to the Hawkins conflict here.
Yeah, Lawkins taking another L. Who would have guessed?
Wow, you're really just gonna keep doing that, buddy? Okay.
I think Lawkins is a
Shit.
good character, but I've just never been too fond, so I'm kind of like this. I'm kind of
Hawkins.
liking this. Yeah, I think he's like objectively a good character, but something's always kind of irked me about him, and I don't know what. Probably 'cause Adam liked him.
My take is I'm not sure if it would actually happen, but I like the idea that Adam brought up, where it was like maybe he joins the Kid Pirates, because I think Hawkins is smart, but I don't think I feel like that kind of mentality that he has is what put him under Kaido, and he was kind of pushed into it. I don't feel like he's an inherently like bad guy. He's like looking to go get in the way of everybody else. I feel like he just got in a bad situation, and he
Mhm.
could be somebody that could serve under or work with, on equal terms.
I mean, he literally
Somebody
has the
else.
fucking rock star look already. So I mean,
Okay. Yeah, fucking.
he does. I mean,
I mean, you're not wrong.
that's the
You're not
theme.
wrong. Yeah.
It could happen. But yeah, I liked this chapter. I think it was very good, and I'm excited to see more of what's to come with Kid and like the Sanji stuff and all that. Hopefully next chapter, but probably not. We're probably gonna cut to some other shit. Maybe we'll see more Zoro versus King or something. Any predictions you guys got for next chapter?
Um, well, I really think that we need to see Raizo versus Fukurokujo, so that could finally end.
True. They're
Um,
probably gonna wrap up the rest of like the other 1v1s before.
maybe we see
Zoro.
Denjiro at the end of the chapter. Hopefully, please.
I think that
Would be nice, yeah.
I would like to see what he's doing, and she.
Hey, Denjiro. Denjiro's just been fucking completely MIA.
It's kind of weird. We even saw Kawamatsu this chapter. He's not really doing anything, but at least we saw him.
Yeah,
He's
we-
like-
or not this chapter. 1028 rather.
Yeah, he was there.
I agree though. We gotta get the Raizo fight out of the way.
Yeah.
I think whenever we see Denjiro, it's gonna be whenever the silhouette is revealed. The one that healed the scabbards.
And we didn't see any Luffy this chapter either. I just realized.
No sir, nor last chapter,
Oh, true.
nor I think. I don't remember the chapter before.
He
if
cut
he
back,
was
and he's
there.
already lost again.
Oh no! Please.
For the 80th time. Oh my god.
All right. Well, we've covered the chapter. I'm gonna go ahead and end the this stream now. If we want, we can
Mhm.
bring some people up here. So.